You see that? That's the best damn club in the world. Alright. I know you guys love my musical introductions, right? You guys always talk about them. So I thought I'd give you another one there. Alright, so this video is about EXJWs and Apostates and MBTI. So anybody that knows me knows that sociology and Myers-Briggs, aka MBTI and Enneagram, has always been a fascination of mine. Because through that, and I even believe astrology and zodiac signs, you can kind of learn who's who and how they function and why. So recently, ENTP XJW posted up a video about me on his page about how I'm an ESTP, and we're going to get into that in a minute. He also posted one on Lloyd Evans, because the reason this even came up is because I was talking about Lloyd Evans. And you guys already know how I feel about Lloyd Evans, and you know, I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks. I say it how I feel. If some people like it, they do, and if they don't, that's cool too. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think the hard part is learning to respect each other. That's the hard part, including me. I mean, I'm definitely no exception. So, MBTI and the XJW, aka Apostate community, alright? Shit, let's talk about Lloyd Evans first. I think, and you know, again, I'm no professional. This is something that I do as a hobby. So, you know, if you guys are coming to me expecting, you know, some kind of politically correct opinion or professional, yeah, you're fucked. You know, you're up shit creek. So, I think Lloyd Evans is an INTJ. Although recently ENTP XJW did a video explaining how he was an ESTJ. And I'm gonna give it to him. His name is Matt, cool guy. He made some really good points, because Lloyd, if you look at his activity and the way that he acts, he is very much about controlling the consensus. He is about doing things in a politically correct way or a socially acceptable way. Now, the reason that I thought of him as a introvert, as an INTJ, is because of his reserved nature. You know, he's not the type to come out and say, man, fuck that shit, you know. He's very controlled, he's very poised, he's very dignified in his approach, and even when he speaks, he has somewhat of a reservation. Even on his own show, if you see him when he's forming opinions, he has to go and kind of dig it out of the back of his mind. You can tell he's really trying to, you know, process what he's going to say in a refined way. And because of that, it kind of made me think that maybe he was an INTJ, because that's how INTJs can be a lot of the time. They can be very reserved and kind of, before they just spit something out, they want to come correct. Now, I will tell you about two INTJs or two XJWs in the community, an apostate community, that I definitely think are INTJs. And one of them, I know him, cool guy. We work a lot together, great guy. And then the other one I don't know. But John from XJW Analyzing. You know, you guys have seen our videos. We work together all the time. I definitely peg him as an INTJ, maybe ISTJ, but I would say INTJ because he's deeper. ISTJs are a little more matter of fact and to the point. John is slightly more abstract than that. Plus, you know, his wife Beth, she comes across, to me, in my opinion, as very much an NFP, whether it's ENFP or INFP. And that is not surprising if John is an INTJ, because INTJs and NFPs link up a lot. That is a very common union. Just like you see a very common union between STPs and SFJs. Those are two types that just stick together and just kind of, end up having a lot of harmony and sexual and romantic chemistry together. So I definitely think John from EXJW Analyzer is an INTJ. He's very methodical, he's very structured and organized in his approach, but very strategic and very statistics and data oriented. And guess who else is in the community? Paul Grundy. In my opinion, Paul Grundy and John from EXJW Analyzer are both INTJs. But yeah. So, getting back to Lloyd though, why I could see him being an ENTJ or an ESTJ would be because it's the control thing. ESTJs are very much about controlling consensus, the ones that I've seen. Which is one thing that could make me see him as an ESTJ or ENTJ. Because they want you to fall in line with them. And to me, in my opinion, that's a struggle that they have. Just like I'm going to talk about me and my struggles here in a minute, but let's talk about Lloyd for a second. They, in my opinion, have a hard time letting other people do things from different, by different methods. And that definitely would, and to ENTP XJW's credit, that would definitely make him look ESTJ, because to an ESTJ, if you're not doing it their way, it's because you're stupid. It's because you're not smart enough to fall in line and do it my way. Now, they do that by habit. I'm not saying they deliberately do that. I'm just saying they are prone to doing that. Just like NFPs are prone to reckless and dangerous and even suicidal behavior, and STPs are prone to aggression. STJs kind of struggle with trying to, be the thought police. SJs struggle with being thought police and trying to get everybody to fall in line and do what they do. And if you don't, well, it must be because you're stupid. Do you not understand the way that I have it spelled out? Hello, young man, are you listening? A lot of those people and types like that, your professors and stuff like that, in my opinion, are your ESTJs or STJs. And even sometimes NTJs. All right, so let me talk a little bit more about other apostates I like in the community. Susan Gaskin. Susan Gaskin is somebody who, I was a huge fan of for a long time. She's got great videos, so check her out. Susan Gaskin, to me, she's an INFJ or an ENFJ. I don't know how to explain it. She seems like she could come off as and again, this is not my professional opinion, so fuck off if you don't like it, okay? Damn. I'm literally just like talking out of my ass. But I'm into it, so I know a little something about it. Yeah, don't take me too seriously. You guys are always like jumping on me. Oh my God, I can't believe DeIsis said that again. He's such a slithering snake. I can't believe he would try to undermine people like this and really try to do all this shit. Look, I don't give a fuck about all that. I just say whatever's on my mind. If you like it, great. If you don't, eat shit. I don't care. So, anyways. Miss you, love you. Alright, so Susan Gaskin, yeah, she comes across to me as either maybe INTJ or an INFJ. She focuses a little bit more, it seems like she focuses a little bit more on the emotional aspects. She could even be an INFP. But she tends to focus on the emotional aspects more than I would say some of the others do, like John and Paul Grundy, where they're a little bit more about the facts and data and inconsistencies. She's definitely about inconsistencies, but she talks about the emotional toll and aspect that they take on people a little bit more, I think, in my opinion. I definitely think that critical thinker, XJW critical thinker, in my opinion, is a total fucking ISTJ. Totally. I mean, and I could be wrong, he could be an INTJ, but he definitely comes across as an ISTJ. He speaks about very matter-of-fact things that he definitely knows. He doesn't really focus on the theoretical or what could be. He focuses on experiences and what he knows, which makes him very SI. That makes him very SI because they will go on things that they know, try it, test it, and true. that they can spit in a matter-of-fact type of way. He's very organized, very calm, collected, but very, realistic and very matter-of-fact and focused when he's speaking. He doesn't really venture off to the abstract or theoretical data. He focuses on what he knows, what he can prove, and what is true and what is not true. So I like him too. I also think that Winston from Watchtower Examination falls into the NTJ, STJ category, maybe ISTJ, and you can see this because he is very pointed, very put together, very focused in his methods, and focuses on what he can prove beyond the shadow of a doubt. There isn't really a lot of theoretical there. So in my opinion, Winston from Watchtower Examination is also an ISTJ. Let me see, who else can I think of real quick? Because there's a lot in the community that I really like. Faithful Slave. He is a fiery motherfucker, and I like that about him. I think that he is probably some sort of an NFP or an STP. By the way, Susan Gaskin could also be ENFP. Yeah. Faithful Slave is a fiery motherfucker, man. I mean, I haven't met him in person, but I've seen his videos, and he is pissed off, angry. He is the definition of the angry apostate, and that fucking rocks. I don't care. I think that's awesome. Angry apostates rule. He comes across to me as some kind of a STP or NFP, SP of some sort. Maybe like a ESFP, ESTP, ENFP, INFP, ISFP, something like that. So there's him, and there is another one, and I can't think of his name right now, man, and if you're watching, I apologize, but he's the guy who does all the little drawings and stuff while he's talking about the videos. Now, to me, he comes across as either an INTJ or an INTP, because he's got very good logic, but he seems to be a little bit more abstract in his presentation than, say, EXJW critical thinker. And this is also, this doesn't talk about the thing, MBTI is not about, what they're doing exactly. Sometimes a lot of it is about behavior too. So when you're watching ENTP, XJW, and he's moving around and stuff like that, and kind of, he's doing that because that is what ENFPs and ENTPs do. They just do that shit. And it's interesting. I mean, it's part of their characteristical behavior, which makes them them. My daughter, she's an ENFP / ENTP. And same shit. Every time I'm talking to her, yeah, all right, Dad, well, cool. I'm like, sit the fuck down. Seriously, sit your ass down. Chill out. Because she gets on my nerves with that shit. It's like, oh, yeah, Dad, can I do gymnastics? No. Can I do gymnastics in the living room? No. Jesus. So anyways, yeah, no, that's how they act. They're very bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, bubbly, and ooh, just very creative, and oh, wow, what's that over there? You know what, that gives me an idea, because that's how extroverted intuition works. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't have ADD or ADHD, as a lot of people want to slap the label on them with. They have creativity and extroverted intuition, and it's going to be very, okay. And they're going to be, their learning style is going to be very debate-oriented, which is why they're going to come off as very argumentative. They're going to piss you off, because they're going to be like, oh, well, wait a minute. Well, if that's true, then how come this and that? Well, now that you think about it, that can't be because this and this. Oh, so now you're saying this. It's like, shut up! Just take the point. For the love of God. Yeah, I've got a lot of personal experience, as you can see from that. But yeah, I mean, that's who they are. That's who they are, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. And even Lloyd and his style, I think that is awesome. A lot of people thought that I was bashing him the other day when I talked about him, and I wasn't really bashing his nature the way he is, as much as I questioned some of his motives on things. But that's beside the point. I like his methods too. Unlike him, I don't think it's the only way. I think that there are a lot of other ways, and I'm not going to bash non-aggressive activism, aggressive activism, or whatever. And we got another one of my favorites. What's his name? he is actually for aggressive activism too. He lives in Florida, and I cannot think of his Son of Thunder. Yeah, Son of Thunder is really cool. Now I wonder if he's STP, because he's kind of fiery. You know, he's pretty fiery and pretty cool. And then, oh man, there's this other guy. Okay, wait, there's another apostate in the community who does videos. He recently subscribed to my channel, and I think he's cool as shit. He's not XJW Biker. Damn it, I forget his name, but you'll see him. He always has a goatee, he has a bandana, and he speaks real tough and matter of fact, like he'll beat your ass. You, sir, are winning. And to me, he comes across as an ISTP or like an ESTP. And forgive me, I don't remember his name, but he, you know, commented on one of my videos recently. And to me, he comes across as a total SP, whether it's SFP or STP. You're cool as shit, man. Keep doing what you do. Fuck the haters. All right. Smurf Girl. Smurf Girl to me comes across as a total INFP or ENFP. So I could be wrong about that one. All right. So who else do we got? Damn, I wish I could remember that guy's name. Shit, he's cool as hell. He's got this black bandana, black or blue bandana that he always wears. And like I said, he's cool as shit. You guys, if you watch all the EXJW videos, and apostate videos, you know who I'm talking about. All right, so then there's me. So a lot of people get me confused. To be honest, I even get myself confused. I don't know what the fuck I am, to be honest. A lot of people peg me as an STP or an NFP or SFP. But I definitely get SP or, you know, P. And I can kind of see it. Recently, ENTP XJW, he did a video explaining how I was an ESTP. And this is really interesting because he studies the functions. And I know a friend of mine who recently studied the functions, or actually who studies the functions, and she's cool as shit. She's a cool ass ENFJ, who says that I'm an ISTP. So 2 people now are saying that I'm an STP. And that's pretty interesting because, yeah, I wonder if it's true. Oh, Bridget Pfister. Yo, I swear to God she's an ENFP. Oh my God, if she's not an ENFP, I would be shocked. All right. Yeah. Total ENFP in my opinion, which it seems like a lot of Geminis are. All right, so me, I'm a Leo. And I feel like I am the stereotype. I'm the hot-headed, I don't give a fuck motherfucker who does not care. Oh, they're not gonna like you, Deasis, if you. Get out of my goddamn way. I don't give a shit. I do not care. Watch me. But yeah, so ENTP, XJW, and my friend, who's an ENFJ and into the functions, both peg me as STP. And it is interesting because years ago, I was watching a video by EJR&D. He did a video about me too, actually, where he's talking about counterphobic 6s. But that's Enneagram. That's for another video. We'll have to talk about that more because I love Enneagram too. But he was talking about STPs. And he says STPs are the most physically intimidating out of all the MBTI types. And I do believe that because they're the ones that literally walk up to you and look at you like they're going to fucking kill you. They do. They look at you like, who the fuck are you? They're sizing you up and they're looking at you like, your ass is mine, or I'm going to take you out if I have to, and how do I kill you? Because they're very physical, they're very physically intimidating, and they don't really give a shit, and you can tell when you're looking at them. Now, you know, around people and, you know, around society and all that, of course, I act with a certain political correctness because I got to keep my job and shit. And, you know, just stuff like that. But, you know, given my own turf and when I'm on a mission and when I'm in my own element, all my friends and everyone will tell you I have a very join us or stay out of my way mentality. A very, you know, don't fuck with me type of mentality. And I don't really mean to have that as much as I just do. I don't act like that. Well, I do. Yeah, I do if I'm on a mission or pissed off. Yeah. But usually I try to be real cool with people. A lot of my friends know me as being very generous and very kind and even protective because I am the type, man. If you're fucking with my friends, I'm like, hold on a minute. Back up, back up, back up. Who the fuck is this? You know, I get defensive, ready to attack anybody who I think is going to victimize somebody or hurt my friends or my family or, you know, women I know or anything like that. It's like, hold up, back up. So I do tend to have that, you know, persona, bravado about me. I don't really mean to, but it's just, I'm very crude like an STP would be, or even a few, you know, INFPs that I know. Now see, that's the crazy thing, because I'm very into art, I'm very into being passionate and wild and free, which is very NFP. It's also very SFP. So I'm not really sure what I am. You know, I'm not sure, but a lot of people look at my body language, the way that I act and the shit that I post, and they say, you know, he doesn't give a shit and he's very feisty and very aggressive, and I am. And they take that as being SP, primarily STP. And I might be, because I mean, like I said, I'm the type where you could have somebody like Lloyd saying, okay, now listen everyone, we need to be very organized. I'm like, back up, boom! I don't care, you know, like I'm that guy. You know, oh, we need to make sure that we make a very good impression. I'm like, here, get down. Look out. I don't give a shit. I'm for guns, blazes, and glory. I like the good old-fashioned wild, wild west, shoot 'em up type of revolution, burn the parliament down, fight the power, fuck 'em. You know, I don't care. There really is no method to my madness as much as it is rebel. Be yourself, be an individual, stand up, don't take that shit from anyone. So, yeah, I'm all for fiery, idealistic revolution. And your types that are cool with that are your STPs, your SFPs, and your NFPs, in my opinion. They're the ones that are like, yeah, fuck the tower! And, you know, a lot of times the combative style is also a great way to tell who's who. If you look at Lloyd, he's strategic in his response. He'll come across very defensive. And John from EXJW Analyzer and Paul Grundy, they won't even answer the competition. They have this whole, I'm not even going to resort to such, you know, things. Whereas someone like me, you know, you fuck with someone like me, we don't mind a good fight. We don't mind drama and like a good fight. So, you know, it's like, oh yeah, and fuck this Diasis guy. Bang-a-ring! Like, we don't care. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Now we're finally in our element. So, like, the last thing you want to do is fuck with us because we already like to fight. So we're just going to be like, yeah, let's do this shit. So, you know, if that makes me an ESTP or an ISTP or INFP or ISFP or whatever the hell you guys want to coin it as, fuck it, then that's what I am. There is a method to my madness, though. I'm not completely insane, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind, you know, being that crazy ass cowboy that's like, yeah, 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 dance, son, dance. So yeah, that was just a video that I wanted to do about my favorite apostates in the EXJW community and what their MBTI type is. I also want to say this for the record. It is my opinion and my belief that Watchtower in itself is a very SJ organization. And that's why I believe that ISTJs, ISFJs, ESFJs, and ESTJs tend to find their spot in that religion the best and tend to find their home there because it naturally suits who they are. They're all about social conformity and doing what is politically correct and socially acceptable and being good, decent, upstanding citizens. So a lot of your wilder, more artistic types, you know, or your fiery types are just not going to mesh in that religion because it's very SJ. It's designed, it has a very follow the leader, know your place, fall in line, silent generation. The loudest or the nail that sticks out is the one that gets hammered type of creed about them. Which, you know, I believe in that sense is a bad thing because it creates a lot of blind followers and conformists who are like thought police to everyone else who dissents or deviates from the style of the hierarchy. And so I think that's all that I have to say about all of those. It was just something that I wanted to share that I've been thinking about for a while. And then ENTP XJW posted that video about me and Lloyd, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do a video on this because this is pretty cool stuff. So let me see. Is there any final thoughts or any other apostates that I can think of? No, I don't think so. I think that's about all of them. Oh shit, Jay the Comedian. You know what? Jay the Comedian, I wonder if he's an ESFP or an ENTP or ENTJ or some shit like that. The motherfucker's funny as hell. Yeah, I wonder about him. Jay, if you're watching, what the fuck are you, man? Because he's kind of like me in the sense he doesn't really give a shit about political correctness. Now, he's not as wild and outlandish as me. I don't think he's as fiery and rebellious, granted. But, he don't give a fuck either. He doesn't care. He just says what's on his mind, and, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, fuck you. Shit, let me think. So we got Jay. We've got, it's about the only cats I can think of right now. Excuse my terrible, terrible memory. Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any more ideas, shoot me a comment. I'll make another one. I want to do one on the Enneagram, because my Enneagram is a counterphobic 6. And some people think 8, but I think counterphobic 6, which is the same thing as Hitler, Che Guevara. Some people think Malcolm X. Who else? Maybe Tupac. It's a very rebellious type of Enneagram. It's a very fuck you type of Enneagram type. But yeah, alright. Hope you guys are having a good day.